Just like anecdotal story, right? Some of my friends, weirdly enough, attend church or mosque just to meet new people. Because once you leave school, other than going to work, you don't really meet new people that way. So this is like the third space to socialize. It's a great, interesting new paradigm. You don't have to be good at drinking or go hiking. It's physically strenuous. This is sit down and just enjoy yourself. So my name is Ray. I'm the sort of founder and game master at REXKL Tabletop. So I'm this year kind of like spread the love of tabletop gaming. So I think most of us went to school SMK, right? And we probably joined like maybe Chess and Scrabble Club. Some of us have heard our friends play like Mahjong, Chinese chess, that sort of thing. But there's a lot more to tabletop games than just even board games, It includes stuff like Pokemon TCG, miniature games, the little ones, the toy soldiers, Warhammer and stuff, and even really recently famous stuff like role-playing games, Dungeons & Dragons, things like that. So there's a whole lot more to discover in tabletop games than just those, what we call standard games, I suppose.
My name is Sarah Cordell, and I designed a board game. I'm not a board game designer like many. I don't do it professionally. It's just a hobby, but it's something that I've been enjoying doing for the last 3 years or so. I designed my board game from a game that I really like to play on the PC called Civilization. I played it since I was a kid. And one day I just said, okay, no more screens. I want to be face-to-face with people and sit around a table and maybe make new friends that I wouldn't normally make in my day-to-day life. It became this really interesting process over the last 3 years, on and off, of course, where you take a very complex game on the PC and you try to take out the elements that are complex while conserving the feeling of the game that you love so much.
Many years ago, when I first came back to Malaysia, I studied overseas, I found that a lot of the gaming scene here was in private spaces. It was kind of like underground, people played in their friend's house. There was no public scene, so you couldn't accidentally stumble upon other players. Because I work in digital marketing, so I use those skills to amp up my community. So, grow the scene online, and then this is a physical manifestation of our online community, I suppose.
Today has been a really good turnout. This is exactly what I was hoping to get, was a really mix of people. People who are very into board games and the guys who are just passing by who kind of aren't really sure and they want to try it out. I see a huge mix of people and I'm really happy about that.
So if you're ever curious, you can just drop by one of the many events we have. There are people like us, there are other people in the scene. Our website with a directory of every single tabletop store across the whole of Malaysia. I know some guys who play games in a McDonald's or a Pizza Hut or a Mama. There's this guy who runs it out of the front of his house. So there's a niche community somewhere out there. You just need a way to find it, and that's kind of what we're here for, to guide people to find their new gang, I suppose.